Hello, sweet mamas. I just finished school time with the kids, and I just wanted to talk to you because of my reflection brain with curriculum. So I have done a week worth of SONLIGHT curriculum, which is what I'm going to buy my two sons have bought for next year. And I'm just doing the Good and the Beautiful, continuing with my 6-year-old. He's doing the kindergarten, Good and the Beautiful, at 6. He's only just getting it now at 6. At 5, it was too much for him. At 6, he's getting it. But I wanted to show you the difference in lessons and how neither is bad. I'm continuing this with my girls, but how much this curriculum expects of a child compared to SONLIGHT. So I did my sample week of SONLIGHT for year 1. This is kindergarten. So keep that in mind. Their year 1, I am comparing to the kindergarten of the Good and Beautiful. So SONLIGHT, we focused on AT words for a whole week. We did that with different fun spelling activities, which was go fish, writing it big, writing it small, run around the house, things like that. We also did a reader each day focusing on at words, so pat, nat, rat, stories all about that. So they're really nailing in one concept for a whole entire week through different methods of writing, copy work, wrote a story about it, all fun stuff. In this curriculum, so I just did with him a booster card. So you'll do 1 or 2 booster cards. And each of these booster cards are on different things. So if they're doing multiple, like this one is all A, but A-T-A-M-A-D, A-T-A-N-A-G-A-M, I-P, I-T, I-M. So they're all multiple different concepts mixed in there. Today we did this last card, which this is card 10. So a couple of maybe days or maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the course, they're expecting your kindergartner who's just been introduced into reading to be able to read all of this. So today we did tag, dad, fat, van, tan. They're easy words, but when they're sounding out every single letter and still trying to blend them all, it's a lot of mental energy. So after they did 1 or 2 of these that you need to do every lesson, he then had to go through and read all of these words and have different things explained to him about breaking words down in syllables. Then he had to again read all of these, then do an exercise, write A's, then do the colour, match it to the letter, and match the capital to the lowercase. So they also expect you to do independent reading, and then if you want, do a booster game, and if it requires you at the end, do one of their readers. That to me is so much for a kindergartner who's 5. This is for starting school. To be expected to not only do so many little exercises and reading, it's so many concepts. Like the words on this are all HI words, DI. On this, it was all sorts of different things. Then they're doing BI words. Like there's so many different things they're mapping together when they are just starting to learn reading. And this is lesson 9. Lesson 9 in the course asked this much of a 5-year-old. Now, again, I'm not saying this is bad. Your kid may thrive in doing things repetitively and doing a very spiral, like little bits and repeating it many times. Or they may be so advanced and get this, so they're like, I can do HI words, then DI words, then AT words. But other children who are starting this as their first ever schooling, to be expected to jump around all these things when they're so slowly sounding out words could be overwhelming. So again, I like this for my girls. My boys, I'm going to do SONLIGHT where they focus on one thing for a whole week in many different platforms because I just think it works better for their brain.